Hi everyone, welcome back to Mama's Orchids. I purchased quite a few orchids this week at my local Lowe's and wanted to show you what I've gotten. And I'm going to do an orchid haul unwrapping versus an unboxing. But before I do that, I'd like to discuss something that I just came to realization on. And that is growing orchids must be a fairly popular hobby for us in North America for there to be a common store like Lowe's to carry them. I think it speaks volumes, though, that orchids are so readily available over my whole entire region of Texas Gulf Coast area. Every Lowe's in my area carries orchids. So I wonder if orchids are available in other Lowe's nationwide all over the country as well. If you can, please comment below and let me know your area and whether your Lowe's carry orchids other than the Phalaenopsis, and whether you're seeing the hybrids that I purchased also in this video that I'm about to show. Alright, let's get started with the unwrapping. First off is Patinera Lila Ashitami Hawaiian Flair. Now I have seen this one from Carmela's Orchids online. And incidentally, I am borrowing their picture to show you the bloom since I don't have one of my own. I love the rainbow color of this orchid. It reminds me of the rainbow blooms on plumerias. This hybrid orchid is very complicated with so many crosses and many species mixed in, as you can see here from orchidroots.com. Next one we have is Rlc Unconditional Love VG -YRL. Now the VQ for Volcano Queen. And that tells me that this orchid is originally hybridized by Moriyasu Akatsuka, who is the founder of Akatsuka Orchids in the Big Island of Hawaii, famous for their volcanoes. So he uses volcano themed names for his different clones of his hybrids. And I am going to be borrowing a picture of this bloom from Akatsuka Orchids website. So Mr. Akatsuka named his premium cloned hybrids Volcano Queen, and I've seen other varieties named like Volcano Trig, Volcano Princess, etc. The last part of the tag, YRL, is for yellow with red lip. Orchid number 3 is Rlc Lawless Zauberflote, Palmer's Apricot. The orange petals and sepals are so delicious looking. It does remind you of apricot, and I wish it smells like one too. One can hope, right? And I think the apricot is in its name indicating just the color, not the smell. I will be borrowing Palmer's Orchids website for a photo of this bloom. Orchid number 4 is Dendrobium Hawaii Stripes, which is a cross between Dendrobium Roy Tagunaga and Dendrobium nida. Now, Roy Tagunaga is a Latoria type, and the Dendrobium nida is a Denfal type. So the Denfal have long-lasting blooms already. So if you add Latoria to it, that makes it even a more lasting bloom, which is really great. I love the stripes on this. It's an interesting trait. The leaves of this hybrid have a slight Latoria characteristics to it, making it a slightly broader leaf, and the canes, though, are more like the Dendrobium Phalaenopsis cane, which I like. So this is a good cross. One of the canes on this looks a bit dehydrated, so I'm going to soak it. And I will clean off the white splotches from the leaves just in case. Orchid number 5 is a Eplc Kuwale gem. And its variety is White Sword. It's got a white with clear lip flower. And this one is very different from the label. It's so much prettier, I believe. And it's fragrant, and it has 2 to 4 blooms per spike. Very unique red deep lip with streaks of bright fuchsia on the petals and the sepals. And I am borrowing a picture from growagainorchids.com. One thing I forgot to mention is don't forget to bring your phone with you so you could research what the orchid actually looks like, because the picture that it comes with may or may not be the actual orchid in the bag. Now this next one, orchid number 6 Eplc, Golden Sunburst, it is what you see on the tag. And the orchid is fragrant. Lots of yellow flowers tend to be fragrant, and their fragrance tend to be sweet. So, and this looks like a prolific grower. The bloom is plain and to the point, so nothing fancy. It's a compact grower. Orchid number 7 is a Cattleya Hawaii Wedding Song variety virgin. It has a very large white bloom, so I could see why it's known to be used as cut flowers for weddings or for even corsages. It blooms twice a year, but I think initially as a young plant it will only bloom once a year, and it's considered a consistent summer bloomer. I love the soft cream color with a hint of the yellow at the center. It reminds me of gardenia flowers. All the white flowers have somewhat the same perfumey scent, and I do love it. The plant tolerates high and low temperatures well, and I am borrowing a photo of the bloom from orchidweb.com. And oh, by the way, I got a second one from my friend V, who loves fragrant orchids, and this seems to be a promising one. Okay, this last one is a orchid number 8, Dendrobium Spectabile, and I have a love and hate relationship with this orchid, honestly. I was close to blooming my first Spectabile years ago. I had it for 3 years, and it reached blooming size at about 14-inch with the pot. Then one day in the middle of winter, it suddenly just started dropping leaves, and its first ever developed buds too. And I think it got too dry. I'm not sure, but I didn't understand how to grow it at that time. I think these particular species do not like to dry out too long. And when I saw this particular Spectabile in the bag at Lowe's a few days ago, it was so bushy and lush that I just couldn't turn it down. I think it's worth another try, especially since this particular breed has been hybridized to be shorter than what is considered short. I mean, look at this name tag. It's 2N short times 4N shorter. I have no idea the technical details of that hybridization, but shorter and smaller is a good thing for this collection. I think I'm supposed to get it to very bright light in the winter time to induce the blooming. So I'll try that this time once this one is gotten old enough to bloom. And well, if it doesn't bloom, I'll at least have beautiful lush greeneries, right? I really like getting these bagged orchids. They have always done really well for me, and they have always been healthy. Something I do notice this time is that there seems to be a lot of yellow hybrid mix, Cattleya hybrid mix, but it's probably just a coincidence. But many times I've seen that they offer always the same orchids, like the Brassavilla Little Star. That's always seems to be offered. Another one is BL Yellowbird, always seems to be offered. And lastly, the Spectabile. I always see that one there. But I don't know if I've always seen or if I've ever seen the shortened version of it. So, Well, I think that's all for this video. If you haven't subscribed, liked, or comment, please do. It will help grow this channel. Don't forget to let me know what your Lowe's bagged orchid selections are like in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.